Hi, folks. It's Kim with Cruise Couch, and I'm going to give you a couple of items today that I think are going to be very helpful. We're going to talk about casino offers, okay? How you can stack them and how you can make a really nice vacation out of that, okay? Also, we're going to be covering the book. We've mentioned this a couple of times in some of our other videos, and I'll tell you why it might be a good idea. You can decide for yourself. We're also going to talk about some things that people kind of are sleeping on right now that I think that you'll be very interested in. And we're also going to give you a couple of tips for things you can use on the ship. Okay, let's get into the casino offers. Now, we sailed on Wonder of the Seas last month. All right. 4th of July holiday. It was great. It was our first time on Wonder of the Seas. We were so excited to check it out. So we knew we were going to have a short amount of time, and we really enjoyed it. And in the meantime, I had gotten a casino offer myself. Now, for folks, just a little hint, a lot of times they like to drop casino offers in the middle of the week around, let's say, 3, 4 o'clock Eastern time, because I'm in Florida. So we're talking Eastern time. And so I got one from them, and I was able to pop it up and look at it and started looking at some sailings, and it was a good deal. I'm going to get back to that in a minute, okay? But just to let you know, if you don't get these mailers like we do, you can also find these in the app or online directly with your cruise lines. This one happens to be Royal Caribbean, so I'm going to use this for an example. What you want to do is, if you don't have this mailer, which gives you this information on here, or it gives you a QR code that you can click on it, it will take you to your offers. You can go online or your app, click under your profile, look down for Casino Royale or offers, and you can click on that, and you can find these same things that are offered on here on this paper, this flyer. You can find all of them listed in your profile. Okay, so you're not going to miss anything. Just because I have this and you may not get them in the mail doesn't mean you're not going to get them and they're not in your profile. So go and look, see what you have. And a lot of times for those casino offers, they're going to ask you to call the Casino Royale representative. Now, here's the thing. Your normal travel agent can't help you with those reservations. I love travel agents. Okay, we've all loved them and used them quite a bit in the past. I have a lot of bookings with the cruise line directly because I have casino offers. Okay, I don't believe that you're going to find that your travel agent is going to be able to help you with that. You have to book them with them directly. All right, so we were on Wonder of the Seas last month, beginning of July, for the 4th of July holiday. And we got to see what the ship was about. And you know what? It was fantastic. We booked another one. And when I booked it, it was off of a casino offer that popped up on my phone. And it was in the middle of the day. Like I said, it was about 3, 4 o'clock. And I looked at it, looked at some dates, saw some possibilities. And I went to my resources. First thing I went and did was I went and looked on the website cruisedeckplans.com. I'm not promoting any particular thing. I'm just letting you know what works for me and my husband. All right. That's how we determine cabins, the ship, things like that. It's a great resource. So I went on to cruisedeckplans.com, and you click on the boat that you want to look at. Then you first click on the cruise line. They're all listed in there. And then I clicked on the boat that I wanted to find. And I clicked on Wonder of the Seas. And I took a look at it. This is when I was looking at my casino offer. I already knew what date I wanted to take advantage of after I looked at all of them. And what I did then was I looked under the deck plan for Wonder of the Seas. And I found, because my offer at that time was for a balcony, okay? And I looked to see the best balcony I could get. Now, they won't necessarily let you do this on all the casino offers, but I have yet to find one that they would not allow me to pick my particular cabin that I wanted to pick. Okay. And I mean, I got an offer for a balcony. I found the best balcony I could. And what I did was when I was looking on the deck floor plans, I looked and I found one that was on the bump out of the ship, which gives you a little bit of extended view. You're not right up against everybody else in a row. It kind of jots out a little bit. And some of those rooms also have more of a balcony than the room next to it. So I knew this. By looking at the deck plans, you can literally make yourself so much smarter and avoid so many things. Look at the deck above it, look at the deck below it. Make sure you're not above the theater and you're sensitive to sound. Make sure that you're not underneath the windjammer and you don't like carts or people moving their chairs. Even if there is carpeted areas, you're still going to have people walking around. You're not right underneath the pool deck. Okay? Avoid all of that. Just do yourself a favor and go and spend some time on the deck plans. Look above it, look below it, on the deck that you're looking to get your room. I've done this on many of them because what looks like a good room or sounds like a good room, you might be too close to the elevators. You might be too close to the stairways. There might be a doorway. I looked at one sailing that I was trying to look at. They wanted to give us a suite. That sounded great in theory, but it was right off of the Lido deck. Problems with that. For me, I saw some potential problems. People cutting through, coming back from the pool. Noise. I don't want all of that. You do you. I'm just letting you know that it is a resource that is golden, okay? You will thank yourself for looking at it. All right, back to this. So I got the casino offer and found the date that I wanted, found the balcony that I could live with, okay? I didn't have all the details yet, so I called the representative from Casino Royale, and they let me know, I'm going to share this with you. This is not a mystery or any proprietary information that I'm sharing, okay? The casino offer, again, was for a balcony. Great. Found a balcony that I would like to have if they would let me have that one. So what I did was I asked them, okay, what's the price? She told me the price for that sailing for the balcony room was going to be $267 all in. It's a deal, okay? 3 nights, Wonder of the Seas, Casino Royale offer. Sign me up. Yeah. Take my money now. Seriously. So I already had a particular cabin that I was looking at. And I said to her, I said, great, I will do it. Is there any way I can get this particular room? She said, sure. I'm like, okay, we're winning right now. And so just to let you know, she had no problem booking that cabin that I wanted, a balcony. And I was all set, paid up. We were set to have a balcony cabin on Wonder of the Seas, which is actually sailing at the end of this month, for $267. We're in Florida. We drive there. You can't get away for the weekend on that price at all. All right. I understand there's a whole lot of other things that go into going down to the cruise ships and things like that. Maybe you're not in Florida, but this is my story. So my husband decided, hey, that's a great deal. He kept telling everybody about this deal. And then he decided, because he is the bougie one, and he will admit he is the bougie one. There's no mystery here. It's on our other YouTube videos where he's talking about how he is the bougie one. So what happened was he said, hey, can we get a little bit better room? I said, you know what? It doesn't hurt to ask. So I got back on the phone with the Casino Royale folks, and I said, hey, what's the possibility of us getting an upgrade? And I'm waiting, thinking, oh, this is going to be a lot, because we were now asking her to move us into a junior suite on Wonder of the Seas. And I was slightly waiting for the disappointment. And she said, it's going to be this much. Okay. When I tell you this, I'm helping you out. Okay. Don't think that they're all going to be like this, but I'm going to tell you, you want to ask them. It was less than $50 for us to upgrade from a balcony room to a junior suite. You want that room. We have a video up of it. It has a walk-in closet. It will fit 4 people comfortably, and with third and fourth person sailing for free, or children, I think it is, and teenagers right now, they have a deal going out there right now. This room will fit you comfortably, all of you. Not bunk beds, none of that. I mean, nice. Go check out the room. It's on our YouTube channel. All right, under Cruise Couch Chat, you'll see the room and you'll see the closet. And so we were all set. We did the upgrade. We're now going back into a junior suite at the end of this month. Then we kept adding on. We looked, well, if we can do it once, we can do it again. We found a sailing that was backed up to that sailing, okay? Because that put us in during the week. So that gave us 2 open weekends now. And being in Florida, it works for us. You got to play the system, okay? So here's what we did. We looked at the front end and we looked in the back end. We looked at our casino offers. Again, we found a date that fit on the front side of it for a weekend. Glorious. There's a lot of questions that go along with this. Can we get the same room? Can we get the same category cabin? Are we going to have to downgrade? Let me just cut to the chase. We were able to secure the same cabin for the sailing prior to that, which now makes it a 3-day and a 4-day. Okay? We now have got a week because we utilize those weekends. All right? And folks, do yourself a favor. With the way traffic is as far as airline travel and things like that, if you're going to come in a day early, come in a couple of days early. You know, because you can take advantage of one of these sailings. Look at another ship. Maybe you can do that, because we did that too. All right. We were able to not only put another Wonder of the Seas on the front side of this casino offer balcony that was now turned into a junior suite. We were able to maintain having a junior suite. We had to change which room we were going to have, the deck number, not the room. And now we had 7 nights. I mean, you can't beat that. And for the price of it, it was fantastic because we got to take advantage of 2 casino offers. Then we figured, well, we're already there. This is how we work because we're crazy, I think, a little bit. So anyway, maybe not. Maybe it's a little genius. I don't know. So since we're already there, and now we have the front side of it, and we've backed, you know, the original Wonder of the Seas with a beginning sailing on Wonder of the Seas. So what did we do? We looked at the back end of it. And I can tell you, they did have another Wonder of the Seas that you could have put on the back end of it. But we didn't want to do that. We said, what else do we have? And on that particular day in Miami, we know we've got NCL, we've got MSC comes in on that day. So we could literally, we knew what other ships were coming in with Wonder of the Seas coming back to port, because we do see that. We know what ships come in and out on what days. It's a little too much sometimes. So my husband said, what other ship can we get on? We have another weekend. We don't have to go home right this minute. So we are going to get off of Wonder of the Seas, the original one, which is in the middle of the week. And we have the front side, which is Wonder of the Seas. We have the middle, which is Wonder of the Seas, the original casino offer. And on the back end, the other weekend, if you're following along, we've got a weekend, middle of the week, and a weekend. We put on the back end of it, we got MSC Seaside. We've been on Seaside. We've done the yacht club. It was fantastic. We're in the Aria. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Don't hold me to that. We're in an Aria suite. And that is what they consider, they call it on Seaside, they call it South Beach. And it's one of the back aft wraparound balconies. And it's one of the best suites that they have on MSC. And that comes with a whole bunch of stuff too. We have a video up now talking about MSC Seaside and those suites. So if you want to go and look for information about that, you can do that too. And again, when we booked all of these and we planned all of this, before we got on the phone with the folks from Royal Caribbean or MSC, we went to the cruise deck plan website and we looked again. Every time we do one of these, we look to make sure that we're in a spot that we are okay with. And I know I've done guaranteed balcony cabins. I've done guaranteed inside cabins. I've done guaranteed whatever cabins. You know, if that doesn't matter to you, go for it. I tell you what, it's a deal. Okay. And see, I really am on the couch. This is not nonsense. This is what I do. I'm not afraid to share the fact that I'm going to drink my coffee right now. So anyway, that is all about that. All right. Look through some of the videos that we have up. Very helpful. You'll see the junior suite for Wonder of the Seas that we were on last month. We're going to be back in that this month. Again, like I said, if you have a third and fourth person in this balcony or in this junior suite, Wonder of the Seas, it is the best room that is affordable and that you can have room and you're not all bunched in together. Okay. You have space to spread out. It's a great room. Check it out. I'm going to talk about the book real quick. Okay. This is my go-to. We created this because we have a bunch of bookings. All right. And I'm just going to give this to you real quick. This is for people that are little Gen X. You know, we don't rely necessarily on technology because when it goes down, guess what? We're not crying about stuff because we have backup plans. Okay. So this book has my sailings in it. I've got Wonder of the Seas. I've got my MSC. I have some other ones. Yeah, there's a lot. But the good thing about this is because I can take this whole folder out, I can put it in my bag, I can go. Because this has, not only does it tell me that we've purchased the drink package, it has the confirmations for it, it has the dining package, it has the confirmations for it. You may not ever need it, but you know what? If technology fails you, you have the paper copy. I'm not saying print a whole tree, but you know what? Sometimes it helps just to have this for a peace of mind. I take this whole thing. We have our back to back right here. You have the back side. You have the front side. This is our first sailing. Here's our second sailing. And then we roll right next door into MSC Seaside. I will take both of those with me. It has all my information and it keeps me organized and it keeps us organized. So if we need to switch something up or we just are trying to reference what we have, we don't have to scroll on your phone and look. It's right there. You know what? Do it. Don't do it. Just trying to help you. Okay. So let me tell you one of these things that this is for your own good. Okay. Folks, get yourself some footwear that can actually handle the pool deck. All right. And let me tell you a story. All right. And let me start by saying this. This was not the fault of the cruise line at all. Okay. This is 1000% the problem of this person. And I'm trying to save you so that you don't have something that interferes with your vacation. And I certainly don't want to see anybody get hurt. That's why I'm mentioning this. Okay. For two different reasons. Number one, on these decks, and I'm going to tell you a little story. We were up on the Serenity deck, okay, on Celebration. Again, not the cruise line's fault. It was the woman's fault, 100%. And we witnessed it, okay? So if push came to shove, it was her fault. She got out of the hot tub, not dried off. She stuck her slippers on, and I'm calling them slippers because they literally look like slippers. They weren't slippers. They were those big, foamy, they look like you're walking on a pillow, flip-flops. Those are not footwear. Those are not flip-flops. Folks, get those off your feet, okay? Somebody's going to fall down and really hurt themselves. seriously, like she did. She got out of the hot tub. Okay. Let me tell you, first of all, when you're up there on that deck or any of these decks, these folks working on these ships are literally wiping the floor behind you. She comes out of the hot tub. She's pouring off water. She slips her shoes on. She comes down about 2 steps and then her foot completely slides out of this horrible footwear. And now she is cockeyed. I'm not laughing about this. I'm laughing about the fact that people think that this footwear is it's, first of all, it's not even fashionable. Okay. Now, you do you, but let's be honest, it's awful. It's awful for your knees and your back, and I don't know why people even bother with it, honestly. So her whole foot and half of her, she's now it's now up here on her leg. She was a larger girl. I mean, we all are, but she put too much pressure on something that is like has all this give to it. She's soaking wet out of the hot tub. She's dripping all over the deck, and she decided to come down off the stairs, not holding the handrail, by the way. Again, she's not killing it today. And now the flip-flop is now halfway up on her leg. She slipped right through it because it's one of those slip-on. Yeah, we know which ones we're talking about. They're awful. And she ended up on the deck. And I'm pretty sure she probably blamed Carnival, but 1000% it was her fault. And we've seen this time and time and time again. Folks, these decks, I don't know what you expect from them. You are dripping water, I mean, she comes out of the hot tub and just dripping water. No even trying to blot herself off or drying. Just like, I mean, other people have to walk through that. Stop doing that for all of our sakes, because you know what? I cringe every time I see somebody walking and they're walking on this water. I have seen things. It's so dangerous, but it's not the cruise line's fault. It's your fault and people's fault for not using their head. Don't walk in the water. Get some good footwear. I have sandals that are way too pricey. And the only reason I wear them or I get them in the first place is because they're marine use. Okay. Otherwise, I would probably pick something that's got some blinginess to it too, but don't. All right. I'd rather be safe than fashionable, which brings me to my next point. All right. Going to these beaches. We've been to a few of them. Cozumel. If you're not in the right spot, it's very rocky. It's not just like the Bahamas where you're walking smooth into this thing. No, my friend, it's not. You got a lot of rocks up against the edge of Cozumel in a lot of places, okay? Another good example, Honduras, Rotan, okay? It's not like Cozumel, but you do have some shells and things like that, and you have a lot more sand. And once you get past a little bit of the shelliness or, a few larger things that are underneath some of that sand, you have a very nice beach and going out to the water. But do yourself a favor. My husband found this out the hard way, and he scraped the bottom of his foot pretty much right after we got to the beach, and it kind of kept him out of the water, and things could have been avoided. I know a lot of people wear those wet socks and things like that. That's great. What my husband found, what he got us right after that, was he got us these. Now, pink may not be your color. I'm just showing you. All right. They've got holes in the bottom, the top of them. These are made to be wet. These are made to wear in the water. They look like sneakers. A lot of times you can't even tell. These are super cute. My husband's are even cuter. You can't even tell. They look like a pair of sneakers. But these are for wearing on boats and at the beach and things like that. You cinch them up. You can get these online. Okay, at least these are comfortable to wear around. They're a little bit more stylish. It looks more like a sneaker. Okay, and you can get these online, And that way you're not wearing aqua socks around. All right. They have white, they have black, they have every color. They look like sneakers. Just look online, find some of these. These are nicer if you're going to be walking around some of the spots. You can leave these on all day. All right. And these can act like your sneakers, but they're a lot more fashionable than the aqua socks, and they're going to protect your feet. Okay. So just wanted to bring that up. Last thing I'm going to talk about is don't overlook these mid-sized ships. Okay. I think a lot of people miss out on these. I just booked Celebrity Reflection, and we're going to be in the retreat. You know why we're in the retreat? Because we can. Because this ship is not the newest, shiniest object out there, but it is Celebrity. It is an upgraded level of the cruise lines, and from everything we've seen, I think it's going to be fantastic. We also have we booked last year, we booked Celebrity Beyond, which is later on in the year, but we just booked Celebrity Reflection. And here's why. Because this is a 3,500 person ship, not counting crew, all day long. The ship is beautiful. They're beautiful. And we were able to get into the retreat for what some of these balcony and lower level suites on some of these other ships are going for. I was able to get into the retreat for Celebrity Reflection for less than I could spend on something else at a balcony level on some other cruise lines. Folks, look into these ships. These mid-level ships have a lot to offer. And Celebrity Reflection is getting ready to go into dry dock at the end of January. And what that means is that when it comes out of dry dock, $200 million dry dock, it's going to have a whole new retreat area. It's going to have new restaurants. It's going to be shiny, and it's going to have that sort of new ship smell. But we know Celebrity takes care of their stuff already. And you know what? I am so excited about this because I booked us into a Celebrity suite. And if you've never seen one, go look. They're fantastic. We'll have a whole video about that. By the way, I need to mention, for our Wonder back-to-back with the MSC, we're going to show you how to do the back-to-back. We're going to have a whole video on doing the, debarkation, rebarking. We have the same cabin for Wonder of the Seas. So we don't have to take our stuff with us. We're going to have a whole video on that. So in case you're looking to do one of those and you're not quite sure how that works and you think it's going to be annoying, guess what? It's not. It's going to be super easy. So we're going to put a video together for that for you. And then when we get off of Wonder back to back, we're going to take our stuff. We're going to walk right next door and we're going to go right into the MSC terminal. We're going to show you how it's done. So back to talking about Celebrity Reflection. So looking into this ship, I love the rooms. I like the size. They really keep it classy on these ships. If you're looking for something that is more adult and a little less kids, this is something you want to look into. So I was able to get into a Celebrity suite, but while I was looking this up, I learned a couple of things. In the retreat, you have certain level, different suite categories, okay? Just like most things do. So in the retreat, they have a level that's above the Celebrity suite that we booked, but right above that is called a signature suite. Now, a signature suite and above, some of the perks that you get with that are, as part of the retreat, you get the lounges, you get the Luminae dining, but you also get specialty dining for the entire time. You get the drink package for all the retreat. That goes with the regular room that we got for, it's not a regular room, but the Celebrity suite. We get the drink package. We get the Wi-Fi. But when you go up a couple of notches and you get into the signature suite, you now get the specialty dining. You have the drink package. You have the Wi-Fi. Here are some other things you get. at that level. You get Monogram pajamas. I'm going to try to find a way to get some of those, even though I'm not booked in that room. My husband said no. I wanted to book it. He said no. So I did the best I could. So we're doing a sailing that is going to be right after it comes out of dry dock. And I'm very excited about that. Also, if you are booked in the category right above the signature suite, we're still in the retreat. Keep that in mind. If you go to the level that's right above the signature suite, which is a royal suite and above, you can, on certain sailings in certain ports, you need to check with Royal Caribbean or have your travel, if I could get this out, have your travel agent look into it for you. They have an extended debarkation. That's what they call it, which means you can still stay on the day that everybody else is disembarking, one of those suites that I mentioned. Talk to the cruise line or talk to your travel agent about it and see if they do offer that extended debarkation, because what that will help you do is that will help you book your flights. And then if you don't have to get off that early because you get to stay on and you get to have lunch, you do have to be out of your cabin. At least you have that. And like I said, it's port, it depends on what port or what sailing you're on, but they do offer that if you're in the Royal Suite or above. So check that out for Celebrity. And I just want to remind everybody to please subscribe, like, share, ask some questions. If you have any questions, comments, please post those. I'll be happy to get back to you on all of that. And just let us know how we're doing. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.